10 tomatoes is 100 calories, 3 cucumbers is 100 calories, as is 4 tablespoons of peas, but so is 1 tablespoon of mayonnaise. But if we take 2 tablespoons of peas or 1 tablespoon of hummus, they're both 100 calories, but the hummus is more because of the oils. So what is a calorie? Calories play a vital role in fueling our body. A calorie is simply how much energy it takes to raise the temperature of 1 kilogram of water by 1 degree. When we consume food, our digestive system breaks it down into the essential nutrients we need. These nutrients, such as carbohydrates, fats, and proteins, are then absorbed into the bloodstream, and we can use them for the various functions they need, including energy, muscle growth. So these different macronutrients have different roles. For instance, the protein that we absorb is then used for the growth and repair of muscle. The fats we consume are broken down into fatty acids, and they're used as energy and also for the structure of cells. And the carbohydrates, well, they can be converted into glucose, which we then use for energy, which is immediately available. So when we eat our food, in our mouth it forms a bolus, which then passes down into our stomach, where it's broken down to acid, and then into our intestines, where all the good stuff happens. Contrary to what a lot of people tell you, a calorie is a calorie. They're all equal. The thing that can change is the source of the food, but the calorie remains constant throughout. How we use the food is different. You know, in 1 gram of protein, there's 4 calories. In 1 gram of carbohydrates, there's 4 calories. And in 1 gram of fat, there's 8 calories. Some people out there will use half-truths to lure you in. They'll tell you something that you know, and it's quite common fact. Then they'll try and confound you with nonsensical science. They'll use big words and lots of fancy terms, which on the whole usually don't mean anything. Sometimes they just make these words up. Scaremongering is another tactic that's often used when talking about calories. Sometimes they'll use a commonly known disease and they're going to link this to their argument, so they're straw-manning their argument. They would have you believe bread is bad because of celiac disease. While we know celiac is a serious disease, it only affects 1% of the global population. So chances are you don't have it. So this argument they're putting in front of you that bread and carbs are bad often doesn't apply. Yes, if you have celiac, you shouldn't be eating gluten, but it's not the carb, it's the gluten that's causing the problem. So don't be drawn in by these fallacies. A classic example of half-truths claiming revolutionary insights is the argument that protein requires more energy than carbs. Yes, this is true, but it's old news. This is a long established and already considered factor when we're calculating total daily energy expenditure. So you should not be swayed by these deceptive tactics. The fact of the matter remains, a calorie is a calorie. Another example of how they confuse you is they'll talk about subjects that little to no science is known about. So talking about the microbiome of the stomach, they'll say that these foods affect that. Now we don't know how they affect the microbiome. It might be good, it might be bad, we don't know, so they can't say. They'll throw in big words like bacterioids, vermicutes. This is irrelevant, it doesn't mean anything to you. It's got nothing to do with the calories you're consuming. A calorie is still a calorie. So your total daily energy expenditure, or TDEE, is broken into 4 parts. The first of these is your basal metabolic rate. This is how much energy you use when you're not doing anything, sleeping, just to stay alive. The next factor we have to consider is NEAT. So this is your non-exercise activity thermogenesis. That would be walking, fidgeting, doing housework. The next factor we've got is your energy activity thermogenesis. So this would be your planned exercise. And the final effect is the thermic effect of food. Again, we've talked about this. So this is how much energy it takes to burn the calories that you eat. The effectiveness of calorie counting and utilising total daily energy expenditure is well documented, well researched and well evidenced. There is countless human randomised controlled trials that prove that this is a valid method for tracking your weight loss and your weight gain. The whole argument about this doesn't follow suit, it doesn't make sense. They're using anecdote, they're using their zealot ideologies to try and lure you into their way of thinking. Stick with the science, stick with what matters, stick with what's true. So in summary, a calorie is a calorie. Understanding your TDEE is key to your success of your weight loss or your weight gain. If you want to know more about how getting started on a diet, then and check out my other video, which will be linked somewhere. If you enjoyed this, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Big love.